Hi, I'm Azizah Nubia, and I want you to check out an awesome online magazine called Natural Woman Magazine, where our mission is to promote, empower, and inspire all women to love themselves from the inside out. Natural Woman is filled with awesome information that will help you live the most healthy, abundant, and prosperous lifestyle that any woman could dream of. So what are you waiting for? Check out Natural Woman Magazine today.
Natural Woman Magazine. Call today. Area code 252-220-0109. That's area code 252-220-0109. Check out the website asknaturalwoman.com. Natural Woman Magazine. We promote, empower, inspire.
Alrighty, greetings everyone. This is Azizah Nubia. Welcome to my mini domain right now. I am here with a very, very special live Google Hangout. I'm very, very excited about this topic. So everybody who knows the Natural Woman Magazine audience knows that sometimes I can take you here one day and then the next day we're going all the way over here. And today is one of those days where we're going all the way on the other side. So this topic is about Halloween, the true meaning of Halloween. Now before we get started into the topic and I introduce our guests, a lot of people I've noticed through me promoting were a bit confused because it is well known that some of the origins of Halloween have to deal with a lot of Celtic and Druid traditions. But the whole energy about this time of the year, you know, I use the word Halloween to gain attraction, but it's really about this whole season, this whole time. This is the time where the realms between the spiritual and the physical are really, really thin. And so if you're like me, you probably have been thinking of loved ones who have passed away often, especially around the month of October during the fall season. You probably, if you've lost relatives, they probably popped in your mind, or you've been thinking about loved ones. You know, you've been feeling some type of ancestral energy, you know, it's been out there, and that's because our ancestors are trying to speak with us, and this is the best time of the year. The energy is right for us to really hear and connect with them, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk about this topic with this particular guest, because it's time that we stop being afraid of what everybody teaches us and really understand what this energy and what this time is about. And so let's bring it on. So I am bringing on Terrane Hicks. He is, I think, the creator of Royal Bloodline. I connected with him through Facebook. He actually reached out to me to invite me into his Royal Bloodline Facebook group, which is a truly awesome, powerful group. I love the information there. And he also has a lot of great informative YouTube videos where he talks about everything from manifesting prosperity to sex magic to just magic, metaphysics. You know, a lot of great information is coming from this brother, and I'm so grateful and so happy to have him on the Natural Woman platform to talk to us about what are these true origins to Halloween. Do they have anything to do with Black people? And if so, what do we do with this energy? So without further ado, Brother Terrane, how are you doing this evening?
Peace. I'm good.
Are you there still? We probably may have a bit of technical difficulty, so we'll be a little patient. I should have opened up in a prayer that the internet signal stays strong on everybody's end so we can get through this YouTube video. So I'm going to wait just a few more minutes to see if he can tag back in. Feel free, if you're logging on, to send questions. If you had a particular question you wanted me to ask Brother Terrane or myself. So while we're waiting for him to get back online, I just will go a little deeper into what inspired me to want to introduce this whole topic to the Natural Woman platform. And like I said, it has to do with our ancestors, this energy, this time right now. If you do not feel it, if you're like one of those people that are in tune, they are around and they are wanting our information. And I think we lost Brother Terrane. So hopefully he can log back in. I'm not sure where he's at. But hopefully he'll log back in. So from my opinion, I use the term Halloween just to grab attention. A lot of people gave me a lot of flack, like Halloween has nothing to do with Black people. This is not African. It's this, is that, is this and that. But this time, this season, this autumn season, it's the time when the layers between the living and the dead or spiritual realm is at its thinnest. And when it's at its thinnest, it's easier for us to communicate with our ancestors. Now, why is it important for us to communicate with our ancestors? Well, for one thing, communicating with my ancestors, they help me with my every day-to-day life. When I have issues, when I'm frustrated, when I have challenges, my ancestors are always there. And they're always protecting me and they're always guiding me. And I love this time of the year because it's the year when it's so much easier to hear them. I've noticed a lot of my friends lately, they have been having these strange dreams or feelings or memories of their past loved ones, and it's been so strong. And I've been getting a lot of phone calls from people wondering, like, why in the heck is this happening? Why is this person coming to me in the dream? Why have I been feeling sad because I'm thinking about my father who passed or my mother who passed? And I always tell people, well, it's that time of year. It's that time where it's easier for them to connect with us. It's easier for them to talk to us at this time. So they're trying to get you a message. And that's what inspired this whole, the true meaning of Halloween. It really has nothing to do with the holiday Halloween. And then actually the holiday on the 31st is actually the climax of this energy. The energy really started at the fall equinox. And it's that energy of just knowing that the ancestors are there. And so having us understand why this holiday is celebrated, why are there pumpkins? Why do they have jack-o'-lanterns? Why do they trick or treat and dress up as dead people? Is because it's the time of the dead. It's the time when the spiritual realm is just here. The veil is really, really, really thin. Really, really thin. And so while we are waiting for Brother Terrane to jump back on, I am going to go to a quick commercial. Yes, I have commercials on here. And hopefully he can be back on. If not, you guys will have to just listen to me until he can get the connection back started. But thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to subscribe to Natural Woman Magazine if you have not, because this is the kind of information and a bit more that we will share.
Hey everybody, this is Azizah Nubia here with a product review. I'm doing a product review over a product that I love so much, and that product is Maintainer. And Maintainer is, I guess, a headband that was created for people who have locks or long hair. One of the creators, Felicia Thompson, she's the owner of the company, the lady I met who actually hooked me up with these. She is a breast cancer survivor and, created this company with her friend Lene Williams. And her inspiration for doing it was because her son played sports and he had locks and they were always getting in the way. And so she just created some headbands. Not all the headbands come in this color. They come in different colors, they're different sizes. This one actually has a slit in there to where you can, if you had a ponytail. So I'm going to demonstrate how you put it on, and hopefully I do this right. But, yeah, so all you do, you put it on, and it's great for when you work out. I have used it while I've worked out. I also use it when I just want to keep my hair up my face or out, off my neck, because it gets pretty long. They come in different colors, different sizes. I think I had that all right. I think they'll be pleased. But as you can see, the back part, my hair just sticks out, and I'm free to just do all my working out and get it all done. You see the little lion head maintainer. I'm always down with that. So there you have it. That's Maintainer. It is a great product. You can go to the website at www.main-tamer.net. Tell them Natural Woman sent you. You can get these in all kinds of colors. They're for men and women, and they are a Black-owned business. So go represent your people, support our own. And I think this is really people don't know this about me, but I am a baller at heart. I love basketball. Haven't done it in a while. We're outdoors with my babies. And I ain't even prepared to ball for real, but I'm fully properly prepared. But I'm about to shoot the ball around and see if I still got it. I hope I still got it. We'll see.
And we are back, and hopefully Brother Terrane is back. He is not back online. OMG. Like, he just sent me a message. Okay, well, I am going to send him another invite. He doesn't know why he got disconnected. So I just, again, thanks everyone for being patient with us. You know how technology can be sometimes. And I am going to invite him back into the Google Hangout. Just and I'm going to send him a link too, just in case. It's hard. All right, I think we're back. I think we have him.
Okay, where did I leave off at?
I don't even think we got into introductions at all.
Are you serious? Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
So you're back. I've been winging it. I've been winging it for you.
All right. If I go out again, just shoot me a message.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
So let's, before we get into it, tell our audience a little bit about you, and let's just jump into this topic.
You know, I'm Terrane Hicks. You know, I am a metaphysician, spiritualist. You know, I studied a lot, specifically in the realm of occultism and magic. Okay, I'm gonna say original magic, occultism, sorcery. I've studied a lot of different cultures and things like that, and I put a lot of that to healing use and a lot of practical uses. Okay, so that's me. Now let's get into this. So, as I was saying, Halloween is a really funny season. Really funny topic, because a lot of us, some of us feel compelled to celebrate this holiday, and some of us are spooked out. Okay, and when you hear about the origins of Halloween, if you don't do enough research, we hear that it's a pagan holiday, and that really throws a lot of us off, especially if we're black. And what a lot of us didn't do, we didn't go deeper into what it really is and who celebrated it first and why. Okay, so another thing about this holiday is that we all hear the same thing. Okay, that it's a very thin veil where the spirits are closest to us for the longest period of time. And this is true. This is a good topic because it is so significant to us, because it is a time in which our ancestors can access most of us. Okay? And that is important. That's definitely important. And so the thing is, let's go into something really interesting.
Okay.
Happy hour. You know, a lot of us hear about happy hour. We're like, yeah, you know, happy hour. You know, the drinks are half full, and you know, the thing with happy hour, that is the time between 2 and 4:45 a.m. every night, in which the 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 thin veil between the spirits and this realm is closest. This is why a lot of us get nightmares, or sometimes we might get visited by our ancestors. A really interesting time. Halloween is just a giant happy hour. It's a happy hour that, you know, you're in while you're awake. So, you know, that's really interesting. And a lot of reason we have the happy hour thing with the drinks and all of that is because, you know, drinks are really associated with spirits. So, you know, I did want to throw that out there. So Halloween is a big, thin veil that is for the entire afternoon into the night. And another interesting thing, so I'm just linking a lot of this back to our culture and what we like to do already. This is why a lot of us feel compelled to celebrate Halloween. Okay, so way before we had the parties that we had, the traditional party was called the spirit dance. Okay, so it would be a time when you know, celebrated the ancestors, and then later on that night, a lot of us would be taken over by the ancestors, and the ancestors would start coming through, and we would drink liquor to help to invoke these energies. Okay, so Halloween, Samhain, right? That's really what Halloween is, without all the pagan stuff. Right, Samhain, it's a Native American celebration day for acknowledging the ancestors. Okay, a lot of us have Native American roots, and it is in our DNA to celebrate this particular day. Halloween has a lot of different benefits. It's also the halfway point to the winter solstice. Okay, so it's like you want to greet your ancestors before the winter really kicks in. The winter is a really long period of time. It's cold. It's a more depressed period of time. It's a more serious time. And what you want to do is you want to meet out with your ancestors. You want to celebrate them so they can assist you through the winter. Okay. Questions?
You just covered a lot. Which is good because when I was promoting this Google Hangout, I received a lot of flack from a lot of people saying that this holiday has nothing to do with Black people, and I am retarded for even putting this together because it doesn't make sense. And so you did hit on those topics on how it does relate to us, and you know, it was on point. It was on point. So, this is the time. How do we communicate with our ancestors? It's easy. It's most easiest for us to do it now. What are some of the best ways for us to communicate with them?
Okay, good question. So, you know, we hear the term medium. You know, we hear divination, reading, tarot, and all this stuff. And the thing is, our ancestors, they know how to communicate with us. The problem is we don't practice regularly how to. So they cannot wait till Halloween. Okay, so what you want to do if you're beginning, you never contacted your ancestors and you're a little spooked out, start with a simple white candle. Put it in a space or a corner that you deem sacred. Okay, get some water, small bowl of water, and use some pictures of your ancestors that are passed on. That's the most simple way to do that. Do it specifically towards the nighttime. And the best way, the easiest way for your ancestors to contact you if you are not trained and you don't, and you're not, adept in it, is actually through your dreams. This is why a lot of our deceased family members come through our dreams, because they understand that it's easy. It's the easiest way to contact. So what you want to do is you want to request your ancestors to come through in your dream. So that's like, very basic, but it will work.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what about people who, because I've noticed, I shared this audience way back when, a lot of my friends come to me and I've been thinking about my mother or my grandmother who had passed on lately. Why am I thinking about them? When a person think, especially around this time, I notice, I've been thinking about my great grandmother, my great aunts that passed on. So I feel them around me. And I was like, okay, they're around because they're just popping into my head. Is that a sign to know that your ancestors are trying to connect with you and they just pop up and you think about them, especially around this season?
Very good question. If someone were to ask me, how do you know, or what's a good sign, if they're popping up in your head and you can feel their energy, that's definitely them. They're definitely trying to reach out to you. There's not many ways that they can get to you, especially if your diet is not on point. But the easiest way is to come pop up in your head and come through your dreams. So yes, you'll get certain thoughts, okay? And then occasionally, depending on the energy, you might get a really clear sign. But you got to understand, it's very easy for them to come into your head. Very good question. Very good question. Yeah.
So I know some people are going to think, why do I even need to connect with my ancestors? Why is this even important to me right now? They can't pay none of my bills. Why is this important for me? Why do you feel it's important for everyone to connect?
Well, just how you mentioned that you can feel the ancestors popping up in your head, you got to understand a lot of our thoughts are influenced. We might be in a situation where we don't know what decision to make and we get that inner intuitive feeling to go left or right. A lot of the times, that's your ancestors, okay? Or something really mysterious might happen in your favor. A lot of the times, the ancestors can use a lot of that energy to kind of maneuver situations in favor for you. So they can kind of sort of help you pay your bills. Like they might influence someone to call you for a job. They might pop up into someone's head. Hey, give them a call. And boom, you got that job. And so, maintaining a strong connection with your ancestors, with your bloodline, will help you navigate this plane easier. And last but not least, I want to say this. A lot of us lose loved ones, and then we go through a stage called mourning. There were certain cultures whom they were so tight with their ancestors, they didn't have to mourn. Okay, because they would know exactly how to contact that person who passed away the next day if they needed to. So, there's a lot of benefits to ancestor work. Okay? Yeah.
That's powerful, and that's so true. I'm one of those people. When a relative or someone close to me passes on, I don't feel sad because it's like they're not really gone. I can talk to them or connect with them anytime I want to. And I tell this especially, like, I'm an advocate. You need to connect with your ancestors. I wouldn't have been able to start my magazine if it wasn't for their guidance. Like, they literally are there guiding you and want to help you. And so let's get back into this fear associated with Halloween. A lot of people are spooked out.
All right, so first, I don't blame people for being spooked out from what they see and where they heard it comes from.
Okay.
I don't blame people for being spooked out for, the craziness that goes on associated with this holiday. But I want them to understand that that is not its origins. And there's a lot of things in history that were twisted, and this is definitely one of them. Okay, all right. So yeah, ancestors does not mean devil. Okay. Yeah, ancestors doesn't mean devil. It doesn't mean go out and be mischievous. It isn't meant for that. People, they corrupt things and they turn it into that. So I want to get now. And also, when you look at it, when you look at the history of this day, people die on this day in really interesting ways. Why is that? Well, remember, it's a thin veil with the ancestors, so they bringing somebody back home. Okay? Depending on which way you want to move, and if you really want to be in a certain spot or a club that, may be known to be, a little darker, you can get pulled into that thin veil. And it happens to a lot of people. But it's not necessarily anything to be afraid of. So I can definitely say that, things happen. A lot of things happen. We're talking about a crazy influx of ancestral energy on this planet at one time. So what's going to happen is you'll have some good energies and some not so good energies intervening and influencing things. Okay? The safest way to play that is just stick to your immediate ancestors, your bloodline. Okay? Most of the time, your bloodline doesn't have any intentions to harm you. But, if you go to a Halloween party, okay, and there's liquor and there's already a thin veil, then yeah, there's a risk that something crazy can happen. So, I do want people to understand that. That makes sense?
Yeah. That makes sense. So, what about pumpkins? Why are pumpkins like the hot item right now? I went to the grocery store and saw a bunch of pumpkins. What does that have to do with Halloween?
To be honest, my understanding on that is very limited. I will say, I guess harvest season, and it be associated with a Native American holiday, Samhain. So that I would associate that with the harvest season. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, well, I did a bit of research, and I read that they would carve out the pumpkins and put lights and candles in them, to guide the ancestors back to the other side. Which brings me to my next question. Oh yeah, he has a lot to do with this energy if you're into like the Orishas, and African spirituality. A lot of people associate her with this season. Do you have any any background information on why she with this?
Yes, Oya is out of the Orishas, out of what we call the elemental energies on the planet, the major ones. Oya would be the harvest energy. Okay, Oya is also very heavily associated with connecting you with your immediate ancestors. Not just the crossroads, but connecting you with your immediate ancestors. But like I said, when it comes to harvest, when it comes to even what we call the spirit dance, okay, that's all Oya energy. Okay? So yeah, this is definitely Oya's day, and also Obatala is another energy that is really heavy around this day. Understand Halloween is a very interesting elemental day. Okay, we're talking about the fall equinox, coming to an end. We're talking about the winter solstice. So yeah, a lot of elemental energies will be at play. It's right before it's about to get into that winter season. So Oya and Obatala will be real heavy influences. Good
Wow.
question.
Those
Good
are
question.
both Obatala and Oya are my Orishas, like the heads of me that govern me.
Oh,
So it's crazy.
this is definitely a holiday. Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm born in this month, so that makes more sense. I did not know he had affiliation with this energy too. So that's something I learned.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
what are some of the things that people should do to prepare for this energy? Because it's just not on. A lot of people think they have to wait on the 31st, the Halloween day to connect with your ancestors, but it's really just like an energy for just a period of time as
What?
we go into.
Hence, people getting ready for Halloween now and going out to buy things and put their decorations outside. That's
Mhm.
going into the energy. So,
Okay.
what you should do, if you're not in the costumes, prepare your altar. Go get your ancestral pictures. Have your wine or liquor put for your ancestors for that day. Start doing little things to prepare for that day. Okay, so real quick, same thing for the winter solstice. Well, okay, which is Christmas. Okay, and then you get people preparing, and then you get that tis the season to be jolly thing. Like Christmas starts at the very beginning of December, so that, it's the same thing. So Halloween season is now, so it's like get into that energy now. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So I can get that. So let's. Do you have any idea of how it would seem like this is a wonderful time of the year, something that everybody should be happy about. How did it turn so evil and scary and got people, I had a lot of unfriends today because it's like, oh gosh, let's talk about Halloween. What is wrong with her? Do you have like any feedback? How did it get to the point where it has the stigma it has now?
Oh, you got I'm gonna blame it all on the pagan Celtic thing. Okay, so like when we're gonna go back into the Native Americans, and we're gonna go into what the original term of a witch was. Okay, a witch was nothing but a healer that can use herbs. That's it. And then you had the Salem witch trials, which a lot of people don't know. 80% of the witches burned, or women burned, were black women. Okay, and then the pagans turned the whole theme of a witch into what we call Wicca. Okay, and then you got the pointy hats and all of that stuff, right? So it's like adopted culture. And then with the pointy witch hat, that's actually a Japanese priestess hat. If you go back and you see that item was stolen and turned into something else. So the same thing with Halloween, right? We have Native Americans again who are celebrating Samhain, harvest season, the spirit dance. They are punished, and then their culture is twisted into a day where the pagans, they observed the Native Americans dancing around and getting into their rituals and their ceremony, and it was twisted and, believe it or not, mimicked at first. That's why you got all the costumes. This is why you're going to see on Halloween, if you're in a big enough city, people walking around with Native American, Indian costumes. So it's actually a repeat of the mimic. And people don't understand that. So instead of being spooked out and getting mad, people need to, research. You should actually be offended that your culture was stolen and it's being mimicked and turned into something completely opposite of what it is. So blame the pagan thing, blame the Druid thing, blame the Celtic thing. So really go deep into that, because if you do a little bit of research, Okay, you can even go on Wikipedia and you'll find this to be true, which is funny.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, that's how it turned evil. That's how it turned evil.
Mm. Okay, so you kind of answered my next question because I was going to get into some of the characters that are associated with this holiday. So we hit the, the wise woman. What about like the gargoyles? You got gargoyles. Like, and I noticed a lot of things. A lot of things that are scary to us now, they really had a positive origin that came from our culture, but was flipped to seem evil, and now we back away from it and don't want to associate ourselves with it. So let's get into some of these characters that are associated with this holiday. You got ghosts, which are spirits, gargoyles. Are they even real? What else do you have? You have, a lot of people get into like vampirism and Satanism. So let's talk about that if you have information on that.
Okay. Gargoyles. Gargoyles. Yeah. So the thing with gargoyles, they looked a lot different, one. And we used gargoyles as a layer of protection outside of our home and then at the very front of our home, like the front door. So we had ways of protection so that certain energies that weren't related to us, weren't ancestral, wouldn't be able to penetrate us. And these more darker energies would actually be we would actually know how to put our protective ancestors in the gargoyles so that they could keep watch over our home. Okay? So the thing, people get spooked out because gargoyles don't look pretty. Well, nothing that's protective should really look pretty. Okay? So yeah, that's like one version of what gargoyles are. I could get deeper than that. Vampires.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's going a little deep. Vampires. All right, fine. All right, so vampires were going back into European culture. Okay. We believe it or not, Dracula is someone that actually existed in history, and he actually had a wife. Okay. And they did what you call impaling. So what they would do is they would torture people. They would use this machine and it would pierce them through the back, and they would actually drink blood to like rejuvenate their skin cells. Right. The thing is, that same bloodline of people were part of Christopher Columbus's bloodline. So the Native Americans in North America, the way they were tortured, they were impaled. Okay? And then, the whole thing with the drinking of the blood, that was very real. Why is Dracula and vampires and all of that significant on Halloween? Well, now you have a culture influencing itself on the Native American culture and making it very apparent, and there's a big mimic going on. This is why Native Americans are offended at a lot of different things, because it's nothing but a ritual being played over. So the whole vampiric thing is something a little serious to look at if you're black. Okay? Yeah.
So it's not good to be a fan of Twilight then.
Hey, I watched True Blood though. That's the vampire thing. So, like, you're going to see all these characters popping up. Gargoyles, you're going to see vampires, you're going to see Native American shamans and costumes and all of that. It's a reenactment of energy. It's a very powerful, intense day. And, you know, people got to really look at what's being played out. Halloween is nothing but a giant ritual that you're going to partake in if you want to or not. Whether you go to a party or whether you go outside and just see something, you still partaking in the ritual. So this is why, but now let's think about something. Why is everybody acting a certain way on Halloween? Like, there has to be an energy influencing everyone. Okay? This is a day where people, they just want to go and to be into an alter ego, right? Well, that's called, that can be associated with possession. Okay? So, like, you know, some real interesting things to think about. So, yeah, it's always been an intense day. The theme of it has just been turned into something different. And if we understand, and if we study actually what it is, we can turn the theme back around to what it originally was. Because Halloween, Samhain, is always going to be that intense day. It's never going to be a time where we're going to be like normal on that day. It's not happening. It hasn't happened. Yeah.
Okay, so and this is like, I'm learning so much. I did know some of what you're saying, but I'm learning a lot, and it feels like church right now, like we're in Bible study. I don't know.
You told me about the pumpkins. You told me about the pumpkins, so thank you. I appreciate that. Wow.
No problem. So what about black cats? Black cats get a bad rep on Halloween.
Okay, so cats, right? Okay, so Halloween, you know, us occultists, we're gonna really go hard on Halloween, right? And the thing with cats is, cats are an occult pet. Okay, cats. The thing with cats is that if you look in if you watch see cats, it's always a situation where if the cat growls at the person, that the witch is looking at the person like, okay, why the cat growling at you? And cats are the #1 oral readers. Okay, so if my cat don't like you, you definitely have some negative intentions towards me. All witches know this. Anyone into any type of healing work, spirituality, knows this. A cat is what we call an occult or Neptunian creature because it is very deceptive and it is the animal of the night. So in happy hour, remember I said 2 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. We have happy hour. That one animal that's up, that nocturnal animal, is the cat. So, you know, you're talking about the thin veil. Well, why you think the cats in the middle of the night, for anyone who has a cat, is chasing things and running around the house crazy while you're sleeping? Well, it's associated with that thin veil when the ancestors come through. So the cat is a very heavy influential animal for Samhain. Yeah. Cat, yeah, very interesting animal.
Yeah, very interesting. I just can't have one as a pet because they don't listen to you at all. They do whatever the heck they want to do.
Yeah, they do their own thing. That nocturnal animal, yeah, very, very heavily associated with Halloween for that reason.
Okay.
They see a lot more things than we see.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm. So where does the trick-or-treating, the candy, the children, how do they play in it? Because a lot of the money that is made from this holiday deals with candy and kids, which, like most holidays, are about candy, presents, and kids. What's up with that?
Well, one, all right, so we know the obvious. It's a corporate plot to capitalize off of the energy, right? Because every single holiday there's some candy going on. Okay. Now the thing with targeting the children, right, is that in this pagan, when the pagan culture got to Samhain, the Halloween, they had this thing where it's like if you didn't give on that day, you would be messed with. And what they would do is they would actually, it's funny because the children would call on the spirits to, they would chant on the spirits to mess with you. And that grew, and now we have this trick or treat. That is so un-Samhain-like. Like, I don't even like to associate that with Halloween. It's not. It's really way off of what that was meant for. Very good question.
Okay. And that's really good. So, right now, I wanted to give, because we do have some viewers that did tune in live and are listening right now. I wanted to open a platform for you guys to submit us questions. If you had a question that wasn't asked or something you wanted to know about this topic and you wanted to ask Brother Terrane, if you are online, just go. I have the question in A box open. You can submit a question, and we're just going to go to a quick break. But before we go into break, Brother Terrane, tell us about Royal Bloodline. What is the Royal Bloodline about?
So the Royal Bloodline is a Facebook group, a giant Facebook group, which has turned into pretty much a movement. And it's for black people of all walks of life who want to get into information, who want to get into discussions like this, who want to learn the true history of not only where they came from, but also like their spiritual practices. It's a group that has a wealth of information, PDFs, and unlike other schools, there's no fighting, it's not a energy, and become a lot of people on
I'm sorry, you're breaking
spiritual
up.
information.
I didn't catch the last part of what you said because you started breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I was saying that it's become a network for people to exchange information. I see a lot of people want to get into topics like this and build on topics like this, and they have no one to talk about this stuff to. So that's what the Royal Bloodline is for.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to go to a quick break. Please send us in some questions. If we don't have any questions, me and Brother Terrane, when we come back from break, we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon. So if you got questions, send them to us. We're going to go to a break. This will be less than a minute, probably a little bit over a minute, and we'll be back.
We set off on a journey of finding women of all shades, colors, and sizes. When we talked about beauty, we felt beauty, we were beauty, and the power that we experienced through this journey was beautiful. We are living in a time when it's not okay for a black woman to be naturally black and beautiful. Social programming wants us to think that we have to be Europeanized to be beautiful, and anything ethnic is horrifying. But yet we see a number of European women portraying to have black woman features, and that is considered to be beautiful, but not on us. Beauty is much deeper than how you live. The ancient Hindu teachings tell us that beauty is a reflection of our divinity. When you feel beauty, you see beauty, you attract beauty. You are beautiful. I am beautiful.
right, and we are back. Hope we got some questions. No questions. I don't see any. Again, this is Azizah Nubia. I'm here with Brother Terrane, and we are talking about Halloween, and we have gotten into the topic, and it's really interesting. And it just really shows how, once again, something from our culture has been tainted and given a bad name, and now it's time for us to get back to it. So wrapping up, Brother Terrane, what are some things that you want people who watch this video to leave with? You already said a lot, but what is something that you really want them to know about this holiday? And how can we become better because of it?
Okay, so you want to, of course, figure out a grand way to contact your ancestors, right? Also,
Okay.
the obvious is that the thing we covered, that is Halloween is not evil. And you want to really figure out, remember, it's a season, it's not just a day. On the 31st, that's the peak of Halloween. But we're in Halloween, we're in Samhain now. So you want to start preparing now. Get your liquor ready now. Get your candles ready now. And slowly prepare until the 31st and make that a major celebration. So, yeah, that's what you want to do. So if you ain't get anything, celebrate it. But it don't mean you got to go out in the club. Remember, this is significant because your ancestors can't wait to contact you in this thin veil. So they're looking forward to this. Okay? They're looking forward to this. And you don't want them to be disappointed. If you want to get through this winter smooth, the winter, we're all going to agree that is the hardest time of the year. Okay, it's a time when people get depressed the most. It's cold, it gets dark quick, it's long. And if you want some real assistance, celebrate Samhain and connect with your ancestors. So that's definitely what I would say.
Okay. Cool beans. So wrapping up, how can we patronize you? Where can what do you have going on? You got events, you got products to sell. Let's get your plug in right now.
I want y'all to just go to the Royal Bloodline Facebook group, okay? Inbox me, okay? So inbox Terrane Hicks, ask me to add you into the group, and just interact with me on the group. There's a lot of different ways you can patronize me in the group, but I just want you to join the family. That's all. So it's Terrane Hicks, Terrane Hicks. Facebook me, and we definitely can build.
Okay. Well, I have definitely enjoyed building with you on this topic. It has been really enjoyable. I don't even want it to stop because this is the type of stuff I love to talk about. And it was very educational and very informative. And so I just thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chat it up with me and the Natural Women audience. Are you out? You're outside, right? Just walking the street.
Man. Yeah. I'm out here in the mean streets of Philly. Yeah, I don't like to build in the house. I like to be outside and really freestyle and get my energy flowing. So I always do this, which is funny. And yeah, this was fun. We definitely got to do this again. Okay.
Hey, anytime. When I come up with topics, I'll hit you up, or vice versa.
All right, sis. Peace.
All right. Well, this is the end of our Halloween special, I guess. Everybody get ready. Get prepared. This is the time of our ancestors. I am Azizah Nubia. This is an impromptu interview. I'm eating grapes right now. I'm at home. I can't help it. But I just thank you guys for tuning in to this. I hope you took away something from it. I did take a lot away. I learned a lot. Please subscribe to Natural Woman Magazine at www.asknaturalwoman.com. Support us. Check out my new documentary that will be coming out next spring. I know you guys saw the commercial and it said November 21st, but that has been pushed back because we have some big heavy hitters who have joined the production of I Am Beauty. So I'm really excited. So be looking out for I Am Beauty in the spring. Support the Natural Woman web store. You supporting the web store helps promote a small business created by another woman somewhere else. Subscribe to the magazine, support this mission, and let's get this information to our people so we can start to live, just live divinely in alignment with our purpose. Until next time, family, peace, love, and light. And remember to always be a natural woman or man if you're a man. I'll check you out next time. Peace.